Hi learners, welcome back to my Tech Stack Learning channel. Hope you all doing well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, request you to do the same. Let's get started.
Hey everyone. So, if you've ever tried to feed a PDF into your AI application, you definitely know the pain. Today, we're going to dive into the essential tools that turn that pain into power. We're talking about LangChain's PDF Document Loaders and, more importantly, how you can master them. You know, this quote really just gets right to the heart of the whole problem. PDFs are designed to look the same everywhere, for us, for human eyes. But for a large language model, they're basically a black box. So let's start with what we're calling the PDF problem. And trust me, it's one of the most common and, let's be honest, most frustrating hurdles for anyone building with LLMs. So why is this so hard? Why does a format that we use every single day so consistently break our retrieval augmented generation, our RAG, pipelines? The answer, it turns out, is a lot more complicated than just reading the text. This is where you see the hidden chaos. You see, unlike a nice, clean text file, a PDF has no logical structure that a machine can just follow. You've got paragraphs, images, tables, charts, all kind of jumbled together on a page. And sometimes the text isn't even text, it's just a picture of words. When you try to pull that data out, you end up with missing text, broken sentences, and, well, a very, very confused AI. But okay, don't worry, this isn't a story of doom and gloom. This is exactly where LangChain steps in with a really elegant solution. Think of it as a kind of universal translator. And this slide just puts it perfectly. A PDF loader takes that visual, human-centric document and transforms it into structured, AI-readable knowledge. It's the critical bridge between the messy world of PDFs and the nice, orderly world that language models need. And here's the truly brilliant part. It doesn't matter which loader you use or what kind of PDF you throw at it. It always outputs the same thing, this standardized document object. This is the magic key. It makes data from anywhere, PDFs, websites, databases, look exactly the same to the rest of your LangChain pipeline. So if we peek inside this object, its anatomy is really simple, but also super powerful. You've got page content, which is, the actual text that got pulled out, and then you have metadata, which is all the context about that text, like what file it came from and the exact page number. And let me tell you, this metadata is absolutely vital for building accurate and verifiable RAG systems. So this leads us to our next section, because it's not like there's just one loader. LangChain gives you a whole map of them, and each one is a different path you can take, depending on your specific PDF. We can pretty much group these into a few high-level categories. You've got your fast and simple text-based loaders, then you have layout-aware ones that actually understand things like tables. OCR-based loaders are for your scanned documents, they literally read images of words. And then you get into the highly specialized loaders, for things like math equations or for outputting super clean, LLM-friendly Markdown. Now, you do not need to memorize all of them. So let's focus on a core toolkit of 3 essential loaders that are going to cover the vast majority, like 90% of what you'll ever need. Okay, first up, a classic matchup. We've got the workhorse versus the architect. On the left, PyPDF Loader is your workhorse. It's your go-to for speed. It's fantastic for simple, text-heavy documents. And it's a big but, it will absolutely mangle tables. On the right, PDF Plumber Loader is the architect. It is slower, but it's designed to understand and preserve the layout of complex documents, especially ones with tables. It's that classic speed versus accuracy trade-off, right? But what if your PDF is just an image of a document? Well, that's when you call on a specialist, like the Amazon Textract Loader. It uses optical character recognition to read the text in those images. It's incredibly powerful for scanned documents or forms. But here's the catch. It's not free. It's a paid API, and it ties your application to the AWS ecosystem, which is a key strategic decision you have to make. So, knowing the tools is one thing, but now let's talk strategy, how to make the right choice for a real-world, production-grade system. Okay, the slide covers a concept that is going to save you from major headaches, load versus lazy load. See, when you call .load, you're telling the loader to read the entire PDF into memory all at once. That's fine for a small file, but for a 500-page document, that's just a recipe for crashing your application. .lazyload, on the other hand, is so much smarter. It creates an iterator streaming one page at a time as you need it. The key takeaway here is simple. For anything other than a tiny file, or if you're processing a whole batch of files, always prefer lazyload. And this brings everything together into a simple cheat sheet. If you've got a simple text document, go for PDF Loader. If you're dealing with financial reports full of tables, PDF Plumber Loader is your best friend. Got a scanned document? It's time for an OCR loader like Amazon TextRack Loader. Need raw speed above all else? Check out PyMu PDF Loader. And if your primary goal is a clean RAG pipeline, the PyMu PDF 4 LML Loader's markdown output is an absolute game changer. Choosing the right tool for the job is really the first and most important step. So let's just boil this all down to the 4 key takeaways. First, think of PDF loaders as your translators. They turn messy visual files into clean, standardized document objects. Second, your choice of loader must match the content of your PDF. Is it simple text? Does it have tables? Or is it a scanned image? Third, for efficiency and safety, please always use lazy load for large files. And finally, remember that this choice isn't trivial. The right loader has a direct and massive impact on the quality and accuracy of your final AI application. So getting the data out of the PDF is a huge victory. But that brings us to the next critical question. You've successfully loaded all the content, but is that content actually ready for your LLM? And that, my friends, leads us directly into the world of text splitting, chunking, and cleaning.
Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you have any specific topics to be covered, please put it in comments box. Thank you and see you in next session.